Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. I'm back. This time so excited to share with you something that I got in the mail. I recently ordered the Fenty Beauty foundation and the matchstick trio set. I'm so excited, you have no idea. Okay, the thing is that in Hong Kong, I'm not able to really go and get myself matched because I don't think they have any, physical stores for me to go and get matched. I don't know if Harvey Nichols has the Rihanna stand. I've not really made the effort to go down to Causeway Bay and then get my skin tone matched and things like that. So what I did was researched and researched on YouTube on which shade would be suitable for me. So I am going to share with you what I got, and this is not just a tutorial, but it's also a first impression to see if it really works for my skin tone. So again, I bought blindly, so let's see if it works. So before I get into applying the foundation, I am first going to prime my face, and my favorite primer is from Makeup Forever. So this is in the shade 0, it's just a clear primer. This works fine. Usually I break out when I use other primers such as the ELF, or I used to have the Urban Decay one, and it just didn't work. I always get some kind of zits on my face. So the Makeup Forever one is good. I'm almost out, so I think it's time I replenished my supply. But I'm not sure if I want to get the Fenty Beauty primer. Again, you know, it's quite expensive and pricey, and also it's quite difficult for me to test it out here since I don't have a physical store. So it's kind of like, you know, buying blind again from Sephora. So I'm not sure. I'll just go to Makeup Forever stand and just get my favorite primer. This works, so why? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, just move on and try something else. So I'm just going to quickly prime. So, like so, let it sit and get everything all in. So while we are waiting, I'm just going to tell you what shade I have. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Prolong Wear Soft Matte Foundation in the shade 370. So when you talk about shades in MAC, I am between NC 45 to NC 50. Around my chin area, I have to kind of like mix NC 50, and then for the rest of my face, I'm like NC 45. Sometimes I'm NC 44. So it's like I have different tones going on my face. So it's not like I have a foundation that works for the entire face. Usually I have to do color correction for the discoloration I have here under my eyes. So yeah, it's something that you may want to take note if you are a similar shade to me and you want to buy this foundation. So now I have had my primer on. In case you see some sweat, it's because it's so hot and humid in Hong Kong now. It's supposed to be getting cooler, but it's not. I don't know why. It's just so warm. Let me tap this way. Okay, so I have shaken this quite well. I am going to so I'm going to take the back of my hand. I'm going to squeeze out. Now here I have 3 squishes, pumps of the foundation. Just by the look of it, I think this is going to be a bit orangey. But so here I have the Real Techniques makeup sponge. I am going to use this part, probably this one over here, this side over here. Just going to take a little bit and start blending. I'm not doing any color correction because I want to see if it does do a good job with the covering of the pigmentation and whether it oxidizes and looks gray. Because that's the problem I have with most of the foundation. So let's see. It does apply quite well, I must say. See, Not sure if you can see, but maybe the camera is picking it up as it being a little light. But here I can see that it's quite nice. I've heard, based on some reviews, I've heard that this foundation oxidizes and becomes a bit orange. So sometimes when a foundation changes color or oxidizes, it's not necessarily the foundation. It's also because you don't prime your face, and you know, the natural oils in your face kind of secretes out and then reacts with the foundation formula. So it's kind of like, you know, it reacts and then changes the tone of the color. Like for me, I've noticed that I need to prime my face before applying foundation. If not, I do get some kind of oxidization, you know. Not necessarily it becoming orange, but it can also become orange, ashy, or it just doesn't look and sit right. But this foundation so far, wow, I like it. Okay, I'm gonna do the next half. Okay, I'm pleasantly surprised here because I had a bit of darkness around my chin area, and I can see that it has done a fairly good job covering it. However, I still have these blemishes here. I think you can see it. So I will probably have to go in with a concealer to cover that up. But otherwise, wow, this foundation really blends beautifully. And the color match is really good. So if you're my shade, go for 370. But then again, you know, maybe you may want to wait till I give you an update on my Instagram, because I am going to be wearing this for the entire day today to see if it oxidizes badly. I mean, some foundations do oxidize, and also depending on which country you're living in. Like here in Hong Kong, it's so humid right now, and also, as I said, pollution in Hong Kong, you know, the air, something is going on. So it's not like it's the perfect environment where any foundation or makeup really sits well. So it tends to change the chemical reaction in the foundation. So yeah. Wow. Ooh, I like it. Okay, now I'm just going to bring whatever's left on my hand here and just blend it down towards the neck, because you know, it's not nice when you have foundation just here and then it looks so different from your neck. So I'm just going to quickly blend it down. And yes, I'm sitting with a bra because it's so hot. Wow. Okay. I am pleasantly surprised. It has done a very good job just with one application. It has given me a medium coverage, and it doesn't look very cakey like my Kat Von D foundation. Oh boy, I have to be very careful with how much I apply on my face. This one looks beautiful, and it is not too shiny looking. Okay, I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer. Okay, so I am going in with my MAC Pro Conceal Palette, and I am going in with this shade over here. I think this is a NC 42 or 40. I don't know, but yeah, it's slightly darker than what I would use on the under eye area. So I'm just going to quickly apply this and conceal. So here I have the Matchstick Trio set. I believe the set is for tan skin, and the shades that I have is Caramel, Truffle, and Rum. So it's a conceal, contour, and highlight kit. I like it, and I like the fact that you're able to, you know, it's a bit gimmicky, but I think it's so practical. So I am going in with Caramel, which based on my research was supposed to be suited for our skin tone. So this is how caramel looks like. I'm going to use this as my concealer. Now I've also heard that this is a bit dry to work with. So if you have combination oily skin and you're a bit, you know, a bit older, make sure to moisturize the under eye area so that you don't exaggerate the lines. And you know, now as I'm applying this, I can see that this concealer is a little thick, so a little goes a long way. I'm just using the same sponge to blend it out. What do you think? Does it work? I think it does work, but I still think you need to do a bit of color correction if you really have darker under eye, you know, eye bags or under eye area. So, and also if you have open pores like me, this one kind of exaggerates it. Maybe the Pro Filter Primer from Fenty Beauty might help with the, you know, covering of the open pores. Like for me, you know, I have a bit, so now as I'm wearing this creamy concealer under and, you know, doing that triangle thing under my eye, I can see that, I can see my pores. So got to be a bit careful with that. So I'm going to go and take the sponge again and blend it up. You know what? I am pretty impressed. It has given me a bit of lightness, concealed the darkness around the under eye area. You know what? I'm going to take a little bit and apply it on the eyelids and see how much creasing it does after a while, because as I said, it's very hot and humid here, so I want to put this to the test. You know what, offhand I can tell you this will crease if you don't set it properly. If you have oily eyelids, I think it's best to prime it with a eye primer. Okay, I really like the finish. As you can see, it's not it has blended beautifully into my skin. Earlier when I first applied it, it was like, maybe a shade light, but as you can see, it has started to oxidize and blend into my natural skin tone, and also a little bit of good blending towards my jawline has also helped. So what am I going to do next? I am going to use the next I am going in with Truffle, which is a contour color. Offhand I can tell you this is a bit dark, but let's see, just a tiny bit. I don't like over contouring my face, it just looks so unnatural. Just a tiny bit here. Let's see, maybe here and here. Not there. And here on my nose. The sponge is the same sponge I use for the foundation and concealer. I'm not sure if I really like the contour shade, to be honest. I think it's a bit too dark. For the eye area, I am going in with a fluffy dome brush. I don't know where I got this, but I think this will do the job. So I'm going to take a little bit. Like this on the eye area. Next thing I'm going to do is to do a bit of highlight before I set everything with powder. And yeah, you're probably wondering why I'm doing the highlight now. I want to test out and see if it really, you know, shows through with the matte powder, but let's see. I don't think it will work, but let's see. So this is Rum, a highlight color. So I'm going to apply this in the highest part of my cheek here. Looks nice, like a champagne shade. A little bit here. Okay, going back with my sponge. Going to quickly blend it out like this. Okay, you know what? I like it. I do. Wow, look at that. Nice. Tiny bit on the nose. Nice. And then maybe a little bit on the lid. And use my finger to blend it out. Pretty good, but I don't think I can just walk out just like that. I think I will need to set it. Again, I'm going to use my Ben Nye, Ben Nye and Beige Sweet powder, which I kind of mixed. So it looks like this. I don't think you really can see, but I think this works fine. It's quite light and I like the coverage that it gives. Yeah, I have the e.l.f. Fluffy, I believe the blending brush. I'm going to take a little bit of it, of the powder. I'm going to start setting everything. You know what? The highlight still does show through. It's not as obvious as you just, freshly applied. Does look nice, and it does show that shimmer highlight. It's quite nice. So I'm just using that loose powder to set the entire face with, so I'm not really adding any other color. Okay, the contour shade, when I initially applied it, it was a bit too dark, but after blending out and blending it with the foundation, I think it quite suits my skin tone. And you see I have a nice chiseled jaw cheek area, so I like it. I also like that highlight. So now I'm going to go finish the rest of my face, the rest of the makeup. I'm going to go for very light, no makeup today, and then I'll come back. Hi everyone, I am back. I have finished, completed the makeup for my face. For my eyes, I did use eyeshadow because I started to notice that the creasing was happening. So yeah, I wanted to complete the look with a bit of eyeshadow. So for the crease area, I used Taupe from the Lorac Pro palette, and then for the center of my lid, I used the light bronze, and then as for the rest, the highlight, and just to blend everything out, I used the cream shade, which is a matte shade. So yeah, I really like the foundation. It matches my skin tone. I'm actually quite sweaty right now because the lights in Hong Kong, humidity is really hot, but otherwise I think the color match is really good. In the application video, I did mention that I didn't like the contour shade, but I think I really do like it now that everything is like blended out. I did not use any other powder, color on top of the Fenty Beauty products. I just used loose powder. However, I did use blusher, a tiny bit of blusher. It's from MAC, Foolish Me. Very old blusher, I love it. Anyways, and then for my lips, I just lined with a regular brown lipstick, and then I used the MAC Spice lip gloss. This is, I believe, the Nicki Minaj limited edition collection, whatever. Yeah, so otherwise, I really like the foundation. I am so glad that the foundation worked. However, I am not going to jinx this and tell you that, go out and buy. I still think you need to do your research here on YouTube, because that's how I found my shade. I am going to post pictures on my Instagram and give you some, hours later. I'm also going to take some pictures so that you can see if there's any oxidization or any change in the shade. So yeah. Alright guys, I hope you found this video useful. I will list all the other makeup foundation shade matches my skin tone in the information box down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Well, it's all connected. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will kind of see wherever I post on Facebook as well. So okay guys, I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.